Good afternoon. I'm Anthony Osunde. As we consider the expansion plan for this great company's inland entry into new and exciting locations in Dubai, I want to reassure you, as Global Head of Sales, that all aspects of the economic and cultural impacts of this potential move has been considered. Here is a brief presentation collated by the various heads of departments for your viewing.
Pret a Manger, or Pret for short, is a restaurant chain that was established in 1986 in London and has since gone on to enjoy massive expansion and success, primarily in the local UK market. The reason why Pret's customers are so loyal is that the company has remained consistently committed to its core values of providing quality natural food, promoting staff well-being, and real corporate social responsibility.
To analyze our business model, we used a simple business model canvas. It includes our key activities, key partners, key resources, our key cost structure, our customer relationship, what are our channels, what's our customer segment or segments, what's our revenue stream, and what's our value proposition.
Here and over the next few slides, we will share the key financial metrics and performance highlights from the 2016 fiscal year. The key takeaway from these slides is to note that our cautious expansion in the US market exceeded 200 million for the first time, and it was a substantial contributor to our 15% increase in annual revenue. This serves as a good proxy for understanding the potential value of international expansion. Over the next few slides, we will illustrate why the UAE, being a small but lucrative market, is a perfect fit for Pret's ethos of cautious international expansion. We will also go into the details of why the outpost branch of Pret that was opened earlier this year in Dubai Airport as part of a franchising agreement with Emirates Leisure Retail should be continued when it comes to further expansion.
In this section, we will discuss our entry strategy to the United Arab Emirates market. Given the restrictions imposed by company law in the United Arab Emirates, as mentioned in the previous section, we have two options. Either we franchise or we incorporate a local company.
In this reverse Porter analysis, we try to analyze the UAE market from the perspective of the industry incumbents and put ourselves in the position of the threatening new entrant. The intent of this exercise is to help us think of ways in which we can exploit the weaknesses of our competitors and be aware of our own weaknesses when entering this new foreign market.
Recently, we changed our no franchising policy as we found it is a key expansion mechanism. In 2015, we selected Emirates Leisure Retail as our franchise partner in the United Arab Emirates. The United Arab Emirates market is lucrative and small. Franchise remains our optimum strategy for further entry into the United Arab Emirates market. This will allow us to maintain control of our brand and operations, leverage local expertise without establishment of separate entity.
Pret doesn't have for sure to be good at everything. They should focus on their main differentiation factors, and that should be, of course, from the point of view of customer relevancy. So they should excel in one dimension, differentiate themselves in the second, and achieve market power in the remaining. If you look at the diagram, you can see that their main competitive edges in the product itself. They are also differentiated in the service they provide. Other dimensions are as per the market average. So if we want to understand better the market positioning, we should define it through the points of differences. They're healthy, organic, fresh, high quality food, and through points of parity. So they are similar to others, like it's locally adapted, it's easy to access, and it's easy to consume, and it's affordable.
Despite the massive expat population in the United Arab Emirates, cultural adaptation and menu localization is still needed. The local experience of our franchise partner will be leveraged in this area. The conflict that exists due to our partner representation of Costa should be monitored as well. We aim to position ourselves in a way that reduces direct competition with Costa.
Now we move to a fairly important aspect, which is the brand itself. Here I believe that Pret can introduce itself as a global brand. There's absolutely no need for translation or any adaptation to the brand name, as in UAE the language barrier is fairly low, and the English version can be intercepted well by the audience. However, that can also add another useful dimension, which is the branding extension. If you can say Pret UAE can form a nice extension and can contribute well to the mother brand equity. Now we move to talk about the products. Actually, Pret definitely need to do some adaptation for the products. And that is not only for the food and the ingredients, it shall cover things like services and experience. Actually, you can think of many things here in that context. You can think of local events like Ramadan season. They have special meals for Ramadan, for suhoor, for futur, and they can do something for the National Day of Emirates, with some nice cake with the flag of Emirates on top of it. They can think of product itself, because they can think of some organic local products, as I mentioned, like camel milk, organic milk, or dates, or Arabic coffee, special Arabic coffee. However, all of this should not really touch and impact their core identity, and this should be always maintained. Another item is the selling. Actually, the staff is the most important thing here, and they need to think really about the local cultural awareness that the staff has. Many attributes of the typical UAE customer should be considered, like they're usually so trendy and they like to try new stuff, so staff should be well trained and educated to deal with this thing. Another dimension which is fairly important is the place. Actually, Pret's main meeting location is the shop itself. So the shop should maintain the brand identity. It should follow the same theme that they have, but definitely they should adapt to some local aspects, like choosing the right shop spots. I would say that this should be in line with their brand positioning, that they are providing fine ingredients, and it should justify their a little bit higher price, relevantly higher price. So they should spot their shops in places like Jumeirah Walk, Dubai Mall, or Mohammed bin Rashid Boulevard. Those areas will be tagging them to some sort of a fine quality, high quality context. Well, we come now to the most important one of all, is the communication and advertising. Pret here should think of introducing a global theme of advertisement. They should tag all over their location, not only UAE, and enrich their image based on that. However, the adaptation is still needed and should be focusing on customers and on the market itself. more into communication, actually they need to think deeply of their customers advocates. Those are usually the early adopters who are motivated and extreme consumers for healthy organic food. Those guys can communicate well on social media and can push the majority to join, and they can create free of charge very effective advertisement. Another dimension to think of is the staff themselves. They provide a very important input to the communication, and they should be trained to provide advice and maybe sometimes educate the customers for the quality of the food they have, how good is the organic food for their health, and so on. Pret as well need to think of the transparency as something to leverage. In organic food and in niche products, you always need to do that. And even sometimes you can tweak the bad news to your end. So, for example, we don't have this item today because it was very hard to get a quality ingredient of so and so and so. That will give a good impression to the client, to the customer, that those guys are trying hard to get me real stuff.
Now we will discuss the key entry risks. First, the establishment of robust supply chain for the natural food ingredients and organic coffee is required. Secondly, the geographic location of the United Arab Emirates will make it difficult to source the required quality of vegetables and dairy products. Third, menu items that have driven growth in traditional markets may not translate well to the Middle East tastes. Fourth, a commitment to tailored in-store marketing material that appeals locally will be key. And lastly, risk of breakfast and lunch eating behaviors in the United Arab Emirates not being conducive to Pret's quick service business model in the US. And
our vision to bring 100% organic food and high quality beverages to Dubai's residents will increase our market share, boost profits, and also support a growing local organic food supply chain with far-reaching benefits. The interior design and architecture deployed in our new shops will bring out the best of local and cultural themes fused with vibrant images that are aligned with the warm reception experienced when coming to Dubai. We will effectively monitor the performance of the brand using established brand asset evaluation techniques to ensure that we target, achieve, and maintain a strong leadership position by communicating effectively with our new customers. I do hope that this short presentation has been helpful, and trust that our dedicated project team will be on hand to support you with any other inquiries. Thank you very much.